Hi, this is Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. Today I'm going to evaluate the Xero accounting software for Chapter 4 of the Fit Small Business case study, which deals with the banking and cash management. So primarily we're looking at the bank reconciliation feature today. From our dashboard, let's go to our banking activity. Under, I think, accounting, let's go to our bank accounts. Good. So it looks like we have our two bank accounts that were set up. So remember, when you set up your chart of accounts, make sure you set up anything you want to reconcile set up as a bank account. So we've set up our checking account and our credit card account. So let's see what our options are under here. Well, first of all, notice that we can set up a bank feed, or we can manually import a statement. So generally, imported statements can be either CSV files or a lot of times QBO files, which is a QuickBooks file. A lot of software will import QuickBooks files, not just QuickBooks. So good. So we have those options if you don't want to set up a manual feed. If you don't want to set up an automatic feed, some people aren't comfortable with that. You can have a manually imported statement. Very nice. Okay, so let's actually score those first couple of things. Okay, so for Xero, Chapter 4, the software can connect to the bank account, yep, and it can upload the file of transactions. Okay, so let's see what the bank reconciliation feature here is like. So under Manage Account, we have a number of things we can do. We can view the account transactions, bank statements. Okay, so let's reconcile this account. So it tells us our statement balance is 10,000, balance in Xero is 10,676. Okay. Account transactions. Wonder if you can do this reconciliation. Okay. So we can add transactions here. That's nice if we're missing something from the statement. Okay, so let's go through and let's select a couple of the things. So I have a bank statement here. And the bank statement shows that the telephone payment of $150 cleared. So I'm going to mark this here as cleared. So we may not, I'm not seeing choices here. As far as, so QuickBooks, you can actually just enter your ending statement balance and then select, select transactions that go through your bank statement, and then in the end have it reconciled. But this may not work that well. So we might have to Yeah, so how can we do this without importing a statement? Okay, well, let's review what happens when we import a statement. File type must be OFX, QFX, QBO, okay? Okay. Okay, so download our CSV template to create your own bank statement file. Okay, well, let's do that. It's kind of interesting that they give you this statement. Okay, so I'm going to have to go through here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause you for a little bit, save your time. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to enter the bank statement that I've come up with that we can reconcile to. I'm going to go ahead and enter that into this template. So I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, so I'm back here. excuse me, what I've done is I've gone through and I have entered transactions off of this kind of sample bank statement that I've created. So I've entered all of the transactions into this. So this would be like what you download from your bank account. Okay, so I've saved this on my computer, and now let's see if we can upload this as a bank statement. Okay, so upload the bank statement here. Should be in my download folder. There it is, the sample statement. Okay, and import. Okay. Looks like here we can map it to the fields we wanted to go to. So in the spreadsheet, it's date. We'll take that to transaction, amount. Okay. No, this is wrong. I used month, day. Okay. And the first column, the first line is column headings. That is correct. Okay, so here are other things that you can assign if you wanted to. Okay, so let's hit save. 7 statement lines were imported. That seems about right. Okay, now we've imported a bank statement. So it shows us that our statement balance is 11,933.91. That's correct. I'm looking at my sample bank statement, and that's correct. So in real life, you don't have to create the statement yourself, right? You're going to download it from your bank, but you do have to download it from your bank in order to reconcile. Okay. Now, how do we reconcile? Okay, review your bank line statements, then match with your transactions in Xero. Okay. Okay, I see. So these are the matches. So this is telephone for 150, and here it's matching it to telephone. Okay, so let's hit OK. Okay, we have a permit for $200, matching it to the permit for $200. Okay. Lowe's for 30109, it has no match. And so we did not create that transaction. So we're going to have to create that transaction later, but let's go ahead and match what we have first. So labor of 1200, that is the correct match. Electric, that is the correct match. Okay, and the service charge has not yet been entered. Okay, so now we'll do these for the deposit's going to be a little bit tricky because we weren't able to make the deposit all in one deposit, if you remember. So that's going to be a little bit harder. Let's do these. So Lowe's was 30109. Let's just record that expense. I love that you can actually record the expense right in the reconcile screen. You don't have to leave it. We'll just call it, I don't know, we have like tools, or we'll just put it to other. It doesn't really matter. So very nice that we were able to record this so easily. Okay, hit OK. There we go. Love it. Service charge $20. That was paid to our bank, so we'll call it, I think we've said this is Bank of America. Do we have something for bank service charges? Yep. Okay. Oh, look here. We haven't been doing this. We should. We can actually record it to a class and location. So let's make this admin, New York City. Cool. Okay, we can actually even add more details. Oh, look at that. Brings up an entire screen. Okay. Just going to cancel that whole screen there. Oh, dang it. Now we gotta... Oh, no, we don't. It's still there. Okay, and match. Okay, now, this deposit. The problem is that we have... Because it wouldn't let us combine the cash... excuse me, that $25 cash from a walk-in customer, it didn't let us combine that with the checks. And so it can't find the match because our deposits are shown on separate lines. It's not one solid deposit of $39.55. So let's hit match and see what it comes up with. So we weren't able to, but this actually doesn't look bad, does it? So the deposit was 3,600, 330, and 25. There we go. And so we matched it. But now, just because it was easy in this instance doesn't mean it's always going to be easy, especially if you have a business where you're collecting the same amount of money from a lot of different customers, like everybody pays you $80 to mow their lawn. You have all these different $80 transactions, and if your system doesn't have them grouped into the proper deposits, when you come to do your reconciliation, you're going to have no idea which customers' deposits were in which bank statement deposits. And so it is going to be a mess. So you really need to try to group your deposits within your bookkeeping software the same as your deposits going into the bank. Okay, in this instance, it was actually pretty easy, but in real life, it is not going to be this easy. Okay, let's match it. Okay, now, so our statement balance is 11,933.91. Good. Everything is reconciled. Perfect. So what this means is that everything on our bank statement is now in our books, but we need to make sure we check our reconciliation and see what transactions do we have in the books that are not on our bank statement, because those could be problematic, right? So let's go to our account transactions. So here it shows us we have 5 unreconciled transactions. So we need to review these and make sure it makes sense that they're on the books, but that they haven't cleared our bank statement yet. Okay, so looks like we have these 3 payments to the widgets guy. They were all fairly recently. They were by paper check. Again, Big Time Diner was a paper check. State of New York was a paper check. So these are all paper checks. Makes perfect sense that they haven't cleared the bank yet. So those are our reconciling items. Okay, those are what we call our outstanding checks. And that's perfect. We expect those to be outstanding. Takes a little while for them to clear. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill out our scorecard. Bank reconciliation we could open pretty easily. Enter the ending balance of the checking account. Well, that's not the way it worked. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 0 for that, because I don't like that you have to import the bank statement in order to do a reconciliation. I'd rather just be able to enter the ending checking accounts. Really two different philosophies on how to do it. Enter the monthly service fee. Yeah, that was easy to do, so I'll give it credit. Select transactions that have cleared the bank. View outstanding transactions. Yep. Save the reconciliation and return later. Yes, you can go through and reconcile little by little, so that shouldn't be a problem. You can leave and come back. Finalize reconciliation and print report. Okay, so everything's reconciled, so that's, right here we have reconciled, so that's finalized. Oh, and here we have our reconciliation report. So what this report needs to show are our outstanding checks. That's by far the most important thing. Okay? And it's important you go through every month and you review these outstanding payments, because if one of these checks are still outstanding 6 months from now, that's a problem, right? You might need to contact Widgets guy, figure out why didn't he deposit the check you gave him. Okay, very good. So our bank reconciliation report here gives us our outstanding. Let's see what it says, bank statement. Okay. Good. So, so we can finalize it, print the report. Credit cards have the exact same features. Remember when we were in the Bank Center, when we first started off, we could choose either our checking account or our credit card. So I'm going to make a comment here for my writers. It just works a little bit differently. So instead of entering an ending balance, you must import the bank statement or set up a live feed. Once you set up the live feed or the bank statement, if you're willing to do that, then it works just fine. But I don't like that you're required to do that, because you can do a reconciliation just as easily by entering the ending balance and then comparing your books to your paper statement. Here, basically, it gets rid of the paper statement and it brings over your bank transactions into the file so that you can match them one-to-one But I like having the option of just matching them from your screen to your paper statement, which would mean all you got to do is enter your ending balance. Okay, so all in all, real good though. With the exception of perhaps QuickBooks, real good bank and cash management software. That's chapter 4 of the Fit Small Business case study for the Xero accounting software.